Beware.
The Hook by the Prowler. For the past year, Dave has asked Sally out on a date, but to his dismay, has always been rejected. That was until a few days ago, when she finally gave in and said yes, during the final period of school. Now tonight was the big night. Dave drove to Sally's house and picked her up at 7. Their plans were to see the new horror movie that just hit their local theater, then go out to eat. Dave wanted the night to be special. Although he and Sally had been friends since elementary school, his feelings had grown into something more since they'd been in high school, and he believed for her as well. He was proven to be correct in his assumptions. They arrived right before the movie started, and even though the movie was new, there was barely anyone else in the theater. About halfway into the movie, he made his move, placing his hand on her thigh, then leaning in for a kiss. At first, he thought he would be instantly rejected, but after a momentary pause and quick glance around the room, she kissed him back. In the back of the darkened theater, they continued to make out until the movie was over, which led to them deciding to skip going to the restaurant and head up to Lover's Peak as they went back to the car. Food could wait until after. They wanted to continue the romantic part of the evening, and Lover's Peak was a perfect spot for that. Up on a hill overlooking the town, it was a secluded place where couples would go to be alone. They pulled up around 9 o'clock, and they realized their car was the only car there. Strange, they thought, for a Friday night, but were glad for the seclusion. Dave parked the car right at the edge of the cliff so they could see the entire town below. The stars in the sky and lights from the town below lit their view as they stared at each other passionately. He reached over to turn on the radio, and they picked up right where they left off, from the movie theater. After about 10 minutes, into some pretty hot and passionate kissing, the song on the radio abruptly ended, and a breaking news bulletin began being read. This just in. Robert Davis, the sadistic killer, is reported to have escaped the Tranquil Heights mental facility an hour ago. He is considered armed and dangerous for the hook he has in place for his right hand. Police are warning anyone in the area of Tom's Bluff all the way up to Lover's Peak to lock your doors and windows, and for anyone that is out and about to quickly head back into town. For more information, stay tuned for updates on this channel. Now back to your scheduled programming. Sally pulled away from Dave and began to get scared. When he leaned back in to kiss her again, she pushed him back and said, "No, didn't you just hear that report? The killer just escaped. He's out there." Dave smirked. "Calm down, Sally. Baby, that mental facility is miles away from here. Plus, we're on top of a hill. Nobody with one hand could possibly make their way up here," he said sarcastically. He tried going in again, and once again she pushed him off, screaming no. This time, "Didn't you listen? The report said he escaped an hour ago. He could easily have made his way up here by now. I want to go home. Or let's go get something to eat. I just want to get out of here," she said nervously. "I really don't know why you're so scared. Nothing is going to happen to us here," he said assuredly as he reached in for another kiss. Sally pushed him back once more and told him, "Shut up and listen." "Didn't you hear that?" she asked frantically. "I heard something, almost like something is scratching." She then looked into the rearview mirror and could swear she saw a passing figure. As Dave began to laugh and try to pass off her concerns, she yelled at him to drive, start the car and go. "I want to get out of here now! Do it now!" Even though he was frustrated, he relented to her screams and put the car in drive and sped off. He didn't take her home like she wanted, instead to the restaurant like originally planned. He didn't want their evening to end on such a bad note. Sally didn't put up a fight because she didn't want their evening to end either. They pulled into the restaurant parking lot and parked in the front. He told her to wait and he'd get her door for her. He got out and made his way around to the passenger side door. When he turned the corner, however, he gasped. Staring back at him, hanging from the door handle, was a bloody hook. The hook is a classic urban legend, a piece of American folklore that dates back to the 1950s and gained attention when it was printed in a Dear Abby column during the 60s. While many versions exist, namely the locations and the scenario, even the location of the hook, they all are a reference of morality. Daughters, keep your virtue safe, or danger might befell you. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel for your overwhelming generosity. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories and poems to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness and Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank all my listeners for your kindness, your encouragement, and your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.